Making your children smile in family photos is killing them, little by little. Don't kill your children.
Nah, just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
So there was an article in Upworthy that one of our editors, Vivian, sent to me to take a look at. I thought it was fairly interesting. This is what the article reads. It says, a photographer doesn't force young girls to smile in photos, and the results are powerful. Now, I will admit, I mean, this photographer, her name is Brooke Light. She's got a wonderful eye. Great photographs. She seems to capture people's personality and things, makes them comfortable. I don't have any issue with making a kid feel comfortable when taking pictures of them. You know, there's nothing against her, to be clear. Now, there are some things that are talked about in this article that I think just reveal some interesting things about the way we approach life and we approach raising children and the influence that the internet has on that, particularly because the internet tends to be a very youthful place, right? Young people learn to use the internet right away. If you are in Gen X or younger, you know, internet generally very comfortable for you. But if you are in like Gen Z or you know, just like really young, I mean, internet is like where you communicate, where you talk. It's so much more. So there's these evolving communities of communication and comfort level with the social media platforms, things like that, that are a great influence on how we think. And this one kind of reveals some of that. So in the article, it's talking about, you know, expectation put on an air of fun, happy, fun, pleasant, non-confrontation through baring teeth, otherwise known as smiling, is something many, if not most women know very well. So this is very much pointed at women, and the article will continue to talk about how you are required to smile as a woman, that you come in and you have to put on a pretty face, like all of these things. Well, I don't, you know, want to pretend like I know what it is to experience life as a woman, so please don't take this as an insulting thing, but I don't think asking someone to smile when you're taking a picture of them is super aggressive. But apparently people do. So this photographer, Brooke Light, she has a hands-off approach. She lets people come in. She never asks people to smile. Her philosophy is simple but oh so poignant. Allow girls to show up, take up space, and perhaps most importantly, not smile if they don't want to. The drama that is put into forcing people to smile, to me, is hysterical. Light posted a video showing some of her recent portraits. Truly, the work speaks for itself. They are wonderful pictures, very dramatic. But here is one thing. What is it that makes these images so powerful? Why are these, particularly young girls, like so encouraged to, like, you know, sit in these poses and do these things? Well, I have a theory, and it would go back to Stranger Things. If you go to Stranger Things, there's a particular famous photo shoot. I don't remember what season was going on, but you had pictures of Millie Bobby Brown, I think is her name, if I remember correctly, and then one of her co-stars, I don't remember the co-star's name, and their pictures from the red carpet. And you've got Millie Bobby Brown just kind of like staring into the camera, a very petulant look on her face, and she's got, you know, this gown on, and it's just very serious and kind of like that model pose. And you have her co-star, who is actually, I believe, if I recall correctly, slightly older than she is at that particular moment, and he's just goofy, looking at the camera, like doing, you know, thumbs up or something like that. And there was outcries that, you know, she's 13 years old in the picture, and she has to be beautiful, and he's 15 and he can be, you know, goofy. So there's this double standard that I don't understand. It's like we have to let women, we don't have to force them to smile, and we don't need to do these things, but then we praise and think powerful when they look sexy, when they look petulant and off-putting and you know, like all of these things. And people say like, well, there's nothing sexual about her. And there was a comment, the radical resistance is asking what's sexual about this is almost insidious. Sure, she's not naked and she's not performing any sexual acts, but that's not what sexualization necessarily means. The girl child is looking longingly, languishly into the camera. She has her legs in a short dress and they're spread, her lips separated, very much makeup all over her, right? She's got makeup making her look older. She's passive for the camera and viewer, while the boy is active and joking and playing. He's relaxed and as a child, respected as a child. I'm sure someone might say, but that's you sexualizing her with your gaze. But come on, are we kidding here? We know the industry sexualizes young girls, and we know this isn't a coincidence. So, you know, I mean, I think she says it really well. And as I look at this particular article about praising this photographer for allowing young girls to come in and not have to smile, and we look at the photos and they're powerful and they're all these things, but they all are photos that make the girls look older, and they capture something, and I think that's innate into who we are. We are creatures that have strong sexual desires, especially men. And because of that, many things are sexualized. And Hollywood sexualizes young girls all the time. They sexualize young boys also. This is something that is problematic. And when I looked at this, this was the first thing that kind of like spoke out to me is here's this woman who's saying, these girls get to be whoever they are, and they're not being forced to pose or to do these things. And then all of the photos that they show as an example are girls sitting in these, you know, dramatic poses and looking at the camera and, you know, spreading their legs and going at you, or looking slightly off camera, and all of these poses that would be associated with sexy model poses. So which way do we want it? Because what it sounds like to me is confusion, that we are calling something simple, like smiling for the camera, so dramatic so someone actually posted on this. In reply, they said they had chills and this healed something in them. Thank you. These photos of little girls not having to smile healed them from the trauma in their past. Like, oh my goodness, we need to get tougher. Like we are letting the next generation down when we let comments like that go and not say, please, y'all were not beaten, you were asked to smile. I mean, my kids, when I ask them to do something, if they don't want to do it, it's like the end of the world. But I, as an adult, know that it was not that dramatic. They, as a child, think it is. They genuinely think it's that traumatic. And it's my responsibility to train them and teach them that it's not, so that they can be stronger in the future, not be taken advantage of, not be abused, not be forced into situations that would be unhealthy for them. So a lot of thoughts from a simple Upworthy article, and curious what you guys think. Check out the article. We'll put it down in the comments below. You can read it firsthand. Brooke is a fabulous photographer. I mean, I looked through her TikTok, looked at a bunch of the photos. You know, I don't know anything about her as a person, but you know, she obviously takes great photos. So kudos to you, Brooke. You do capture wonderful portraits. This is nothing against the photographer, just the concept of what this article about her photographs was kind of bringing out. I think, you know, Brooke seems like she's wonderful with bringing children and making them feel comfortable. She's got different strategies like putting headphones on and stuff. I think many photographers could learn things from her. But the greater critique of our cultural approach at photographing children and what makes good and bad photographs still stands. God bless you guys. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.